We will also know in the next couple of days about whether Queensland is a state of law and order. And by that I don't mean cracking down, I'm saying will they be able to show us that the law still applies? New South Wales successfully, and the hardest job of all, the New South Wales Police were able to enforce a court order when those who wanted to have a Black Lives Matter protest wanted to break that rule. They were able to break up that and not have the confrontation that the agitators so desperately wanted. Well, in the past week or so, there has been attempts and threats to shut down the Storey Bridge in Brisbane. This is done so by a group which is claiming to act on the behalf of people who failed all refugee tests and ended up in Manus and Nauru, and then, thanks to Bill Shorten and Karen Phelps' back door, they used Medivac to be able to come here to Australia, where they didn't end up in hospital for their supposedly life-threatening scenario, so they ended up in service departments in Brisbane. The Supreme Court in Queensland has said that a plan by this group to shut down the Storey Bridge is illegal. This group decided to put out a statement today saying that the Queensland government had until 4 p.m. because there are no negotiations happening today. This is a demand. If they do not meet this, then we will take a major arterial road and we will sit down and block it until these men are given some freedom. So put simply, the streets of Brisbane are about to be held hostage by people who have been told by the Supreme Court that they can't have their protest. Unlike the Black Lives Matter protest, these people are not saying when they will do their protest. They want maximum carnage and they want a confrontation with the Queensland Police. But it is up to the Premier of Queensland and her Chief Medical Officer to enforce the law, to guarantee that the second that these things start, that they are stopped. Otherwise, what is the point of the court ruling at all? The idea that any activist group, for whatever reason, can decide that they want to take over the streets and gum the city up when they have been told by law they cannot, that's not the country that you and I live in. Let's see whether it can be policed and common sense happens in the next little while.